And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truths centered around your real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, all of these major decisions that you got to make on a daily basis. Now, what I want you to do is pull out your smartphone. I want you to save our consumer advocate hotline number in your phone because at some point you're going to need it.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
It's 813-917-1894. That's our consumer advocate hotline. Program that in your line.
Baby, don't forget my number.
And I want you to bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. That's our website, blog site. You can see all the information. Guest contributor cards are online there as well. You can see the contact information from our expert contributors and our co-host in studio. So we got some intelligent talk radio here, some intelligent folks in studio. We got some awesome articles coming up. We're going to talk about a Playboy mansion for sale with just one catch. And before we jump into this great content, I want to touch on a couple of hot listings that we've got. I got a brand new beach park listing here at 414 South Royal Palm Way in Tampa. This is a beach park property in South Tampa, 4 bedrooms, 3 and 2 baths, 3 and 2.5 baths, and it's $1.295 million. A distinguished South Tampa home here, 414 South Royal Palm. And also another South Tampa Beach Park area property here in Sunset Park. It's 4702 West Browning Avenue, $499,000. Great buying opportunity. So for this or any of your questions, real estate, consumer advocacy, I want you to reach out to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Also, big announcement. Not only is our book out now, we've got the Consumer Advocate Playbook done. We also are going to a daily format, so I want you to stay tuned. We're going to release the details on that. That way, all of our P1 listeners, we call you our P1. You guys know who you are. You tune in each week. You listen to us, and we appreciate that. We're going to go to a weekly show, daily, every week here for you. That way you can tune in every week and catch up with this great content and our growing sphere of influence here in Tampa Bay. In case you missed it, we had St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kreisman on air last week, 2 weeks ago. Check out our podcast. We're on all the social media. Some really cool information. If you want to know what's happening in the Tampa Bay market, great interview with Mayor Rick Kreisman a couple weeks ago. We talked about his Trump tweet that went viral. We talked about a lot of cool stuff, man. So, and Jason, I'm back. I'm headed back from fresh from the Tony Robbins Business Mastery course. What an awesome event, man.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty incredible. I heard they had some good speakers. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Amazing speakers. Paul Mitchell, or John Paul from Paul Mitchell, the hair brand, the hair product line. He's also the owner of Patron Tequila.
Wow.
Well, a great speaker. Just some awesome names. Keith Cunningham talked about accounting, talked about the importance of small business owners to have that optic. He called it a visual scoreboard with your optics, not only knowing what your accountant's handing you, but what do the numbers mean and how you can project your business from it. And by the way, shouts out to Tom and Ron over at Brace Accounting. They're our accounting partner. But, yes, awesome event. I got to work security, kind of paying it forward, volunteering time, and
awesome.
Some close proximity to the man himself, Tony Robbins. So awesome business mastery course just got back from.
And how incredible that probably was, just from a personal development standpoint. You know, I think personal development is so huge. You kind of constantly have to be trying to evolve, trying to change, trying to get better. And so kudos to you for actually going out there and taking it down.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, that was great. You know, second time going through that course, business mastery. The first time was in Namale, Fiji, in the South Pacific.
Slightly better atmosphere, I think, for that one.
It was amazing. You know, going through Hawaii, crossing the international date line into the South Pacific, 5 days with Tony. And you know what's interesting? Back then in 2010, there was only 120, 130 people in the room. Now, 2016, fast forward, 1,500 people signed up for this course.
Wow.
So it was a much more intimate course back then. And, you know, working security was great. I kind of saw the back of the house opportunities and was really close proximity to, you know, in my opinion, the top 5 most influential and inspiring people of all times on planet Earth. That is Tony Robbins. So, excellent. Let's go ahead and introduce our lineup here. We got an all-star lineup for you today. Michael Lascano, our safe money coach, is going to be calling in. And first up, we're going to be talking here with James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors. He's our business broker partner for the group. Welcome back in.
Thank you very much, Brendan. I'm really excited to be here as always, and love to be part of the show and the momentum that we create moving forward for the Tampa Bay area.
That's right. And also a new partner of the show, Mr. Dave Bodner and Justin Bodner, representing Bodner Painting. Welcome in, sir.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Excellent. And we're going to talk about some of the things happening in that area with painting. And also, he's got his Salt Life shirt on. He's a big-time fisherman. We're going to touch on a little bit about that and some cool stuff happening in that arena as well.
All right.
Excellent. And as always, Jason Stallman, the co-host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, the Wolf, in studio.
Yes, always great to be here. Today we have another edition of Ask the Real Estate Quarterback, as well as some other news in real estate and business, so stay tuned.
And now I know for sure I just added 2 more guys to my wolf pack.
Yeah, 2 more guys to the wolf pack. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this interesting content. We got, intelligent talk radio. Now, the goal of this show is a reminder. We're a consumer advocate here. We're consumer activists. Our number one goal is to help you sort through a lot of the nonsense that you find in the mainstream media, a lot of commission-based advice. We also want to help you avoid that dumb tax. There's a dumb tax for doing dumb things, and it costs you in your wallet. And so that's what we want to do. We want to help you avoid the common mistakes and the pitfalls of other business owners, finance options, credit improvement, all these different areas. That's the goal of our show, the Real Estate Quarterback Show here. And I want you to think of the show as a hub of your financial wheel. And each spoke extending out is representing another one of our preferred partners, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay. And we want you to reach out to our Consumer Advocate Hotline. We're going to have some offers here. And always remember, your number one resource is realestateradiotampa.com. So let's go ahead and talk a little about business brokers now. James and also thanks for heading up, our on the special events and programming and helping out with Jeremy with the Children's Cancer Center's events and heading up that. But James Lascano, business broker. Let's talk a little bit about that business.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Brendan. One of the most important things that and I'm sure that like you being part with the Tony Robbins Business Mastery crew, you can understand is one of the things that Tony Robbins basically preaches is get up and move forward, get it done. And one of the things I want to implore to everybody is if you're making less than $50,000 a year, you should probably look into owning your own business. You can do it. It is not that difficult. The most important things, and I remember Steve Jobs saying this, is look, running a business is not difficult. One of the most important things you have to do is obviously monitor the one thing is cash flow. Make sure that you have plenty of cash flow. Also look at to make sure that you're getting a return on your investment for everything that you do, whether it's retail, whatever you're purchasing to own. And if you don't have the money, you can always get an SBA loan to own a business, know. But the opportunities are there. We live in a country where the opportunities are so many. So therefore, I would definitely implore you to do that. Also, when you're looking into owning a business and you're putting a plan together, always look at what growth you're going to be doing. How fast, you can't be thinking that you're going to grow and have lofty goals. You're going to grow so fast. Prepare an adequate plan that's going to show a good timeline of seeing the growth, and of course ultimately take care of your customers. Make sure that they're well taken care of, that you take care of them in each possible way to make sure that they can trust you. When we look at today's business world, we see all these corporations, even the largest corporation in the world, Walmart, is closing over 200 stores.
Yeah, I heard about that around the United States.
269 stores.
I mean, and I love when I've worked in corporate America, and I love when they used to say, this is family. You know what? They want to preach that to you, but in reality, it's your business. That's your family. It's when you're the owner.
The only way to control your destiny truly is to be self-employed and to write your own script.
Exactly.
And one of my other mentors, he talks about if you're not in that position of doing something that you absolutely love and being in a position of passion, something that you have passion for, that's the key. And then you never work a day in your life.
Correct, exactly. And that's the way, you look at all these multi-billionaires, and that's what they do. They decided to do something that they were very passionate about, and it snowballed into something that made them so much money. And when you look at a lot of these new billionaires, or actually the majority of the richest people in the world, most of them, over 50% of them, started it themselves. The rest is people that have inherited that money, but most of them have basically just started their own business and grew it. I was looking at the Forbes magazine yesterday and reading the top 10 families. The Walton family, which is number one. 50 years ago, nobody knew who they were.
Yeah. So they developed it.
Yeah, they developed it, and Sam Walton brought it together. And I've had the pleasure, because I sat on the Walton College corporate advisory board. I've had the pleasure of meeting Jim Walton, and when you meet him, he is the most down to earth guy.
Yeah, a lot of these guys that are in that position that and that's what got them there is they pay it forward. They have a high focus on giving and charitable, and a lot of people fail in life, but not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit.
Yeah, their original goal is too low,
and some don't aim at all.
Yeah.
A lot of people die at age 25, but they're going through the motions until they physically die at age 65. And the number one thing, here's an interesting statistic, the heart attack rate on Monday morning goes up something like 75% because their heart literally attacks them and says, didn't I tell you I didn't want to go to that job anymore?
you know what they say about the job, there's an old acronym, JOB, just over broke.
Yeah, exactly.
Great
Great first segment. We're coming in. You're listening to Intelligent Talk Radio. Coming into our first break. When we come back, you want to hear this story. We got the Playboy Mansion for sale, $200 million, but there's only one catch. We're going to tell you what that is, and you're going to hear more from our experts in studio. James Lascano, Transworld Business Brokers, helping business owners transition maybe when they want to sell or buy a business. Free valuations offer coming up in the next segment. Dave and Justin Bodner from Bodner Painting, and Jason Solomon, the co-host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. And this is Intelligent Talk Radio. We want you to check out realestateradiottampa.com and check us out online and come back with us. The best is yet to come. realestateradiottampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty. I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. We're looking for expert buyer representatives, agents, sales associates that want to join our growing team and have an impact here in the Tampa Bay market and the community. And we're Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate. Before we jump back into this great content, I want to touch on a couple of hot listings and also plug our partner, The Maids. The Maids Cleaning Service, they do an awesome job cleaning our real estate properties. They come in and out. 4 fine folks are in and out in an hour and a half, 2 hours. That way your house is smelling good, looking good, and they're not inconveniencing you if you work from home like I do a lot of times. So shouts out to The Maids. You see their branding out there, the yellow and blue cars, referred for a reason. The Maids Cleaning Service, they're on our website as well, realestateradiotampa.com. Got a couple of hot listings here. I got some vacant land opportunity to build here at 5603 East Longboat Boulevard. It's in the Bayside East community of Bayport there, kind of in that town and country area. Great opportunity. There's boat docks up front. You have bay access. It's $199,000 for that lot. And also have another vacant lot here at 0 Merlin Drive in Newport Richey. This is a great opportunity, $79,000, and it's an opportunity to build a dream home and an airplane hangar on your private lot. And it's a great opportunity. Shouts out as well to Captain Will Smith, teaching me how to fly up in the friendly skies up there. And also, he's got a book out that's going international. A lot of cool things with Captain Smith. I was talking to him. We're going to be doing a radio interview in England coming up here pretty soon. His book is exploding with growth, and real happy for Captain Will Smith there. So let's go ahead and jump back into this content. Again, if you're just tuning in, we got all-star lineup for you. I've got James Lascano, business broker, partner here with the group. We got Dave and Justin Bodner here with Bodner Painting, and also Jason Salmon, the co-host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. So, James, let's go back to you. Jason, I think you had a question for him or some kind of comment.
Well, actually, kind of my first question was, I think many of the business owners out there are just kind of confused about how to get started if they're thinking about selling. You know, you got a lot of baby boomers out there who are kind of getting ready to retire. And so can you talk a little bit of kind of how the process gets started?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true. Actually, the amount of baby boomers that we're getting contacting us about preparing to sell their businesses is actually growing each time. So much so that it's going to explode within the next 12 months. I mean, the best thing to do normally, and I would tell everybody, if you're thinking of selling your business, is get your financials in order. Right. The business basically sold through cash flow. That's the value and the assets of the business. So I would tell everybody, look, the best thing you can do is get your financials in order. A lot of businesses, like restaurants and bars, do a lot of cash. And I would recommend that you start documenting all of that. And I know it's going to make your taxes go a little bit higher. Nobody likes to do that. You know,
pros and cons.
Yeah,
sure.
But you're going to get more money for your business in the end. That would be the priority. And then when you're done doing that, go ahead and contact the business broker and tell them, look, I want an evaluation. Tell me what I'm worth.
Not a business broker. Contact my business broker. That's James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisor. He's the best in the business, very educated, and he's also helping out here with the Real Estate Quarterback Show on some of our charitable stuff. We feel a high, strong moral obligation here to give back and pay it forward. So that's the difference between us and a lot of other companies. We're going to be straight shooters with you, and we're going to help you, win in any marketplace. That's the goal of our show. Let's go to the phones here. We got Michael Lascano. He's our Safe Money coach. I wanted him to call in. There's a lot of volatility happening in the marketplace right now. Let me go to the phones here. Michael, you there, bud?
Hey, Brandon. How are you?
Excellent.
Good. Hey, I've got 2 words for you this week is volatility and uncertainty.
Love it.
Markets are just crazy. I'm sure everybody's taking a look at what's going on, but down about 10% for the year. We're only 3 weeks into the year, and just down one day, up a little bit next day, down some more, and we just got a lot of things going on that are just unpredictable right now.
Now, is this that correction that we've been waiting for, Michael, or is it too early to tell?
I think it's too early to tell. I think there's a lot of things that are going on. Number one, we're in an election year. Number two, we've got a bunch of uncertainty going on in China. Oil prices just keep going down, testing lows that we haven't seen in 12 years or so. Just a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know that people really have picked a direction yet that we're headed or where we're going to settle before it goes back up.
Yeah, and important to note to our listeners and viewers of our TV show, by the way, we're on This TV Tampa Bay Saturday nights at 8 p.m., This TV Tampa Bay, Bright House Channel 630, Verizon Channel 463. We're on WeBeam TV as well, 3 times a week on WeBeam TV. You can see it all on our website, realestateradiotampa.com. com. Click the live stream link. But Michael, it's important to note Michael is a fiduciary advisor. Can you talk about that, Michael?
Absolutely. Instead of working for a specific company, we actually work for the clients. We take a look at what they're doing, what the goals are, and we come up with some sound financial advice on different options. I think right now diversification is probably the best bet. Take a look at overall exposure, and make sure that you've got some safe money ideas in there. We've got one of our premier companies right now is offering a 22% bonus for the next 30 days to move money into more safe vehicles. And it's an opportunity maybe to reposition some things and some of your portfolio into something that might protect some of the principles and some of the growth, and kind of balance it out a little bit better.
Yeah, Michael, and one of the big things I think you kind of always talk about is that wealth protection. You mentioned that when the market goes down 10%, you need it to go up 20% just to break even. And so I think that's huge when you kind of talk about wealth protection.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if the goal is to someday turn into a livable income stream where it's going to last you the rest of your life. You got to make sure that your principal and all the gains in that are protected over the years, and you don't want to keep reinventing yourself. I love the quote by George Patton. He says, "Never retake the same ground twice." Well, I think we need to really take a look at that when it comes to our finances and our money, because we all only got one chance at winning the money game. And I think we just going forward need to be a little bit smarter than we've been led to believe.
Yeah, that's right. And Michael Lascano, he's our safe money coach, and he's going to help you with these questions. And you might want to just get a review of what you currently have. Michael will do that review for you for free, in-home consultation. So for the first 5 listeners who want to take us up on that offer, it's a free review with Michael Lascano, our safe money coach. Text financial review to 813-917-1894. That's our consumer advocate hotline. Text financial review or safe money to 813-917-1894. Michael, thanks for calling in. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. Have a nice weekend.
Have a good one. Michael Lascano, Safe Money Coach, and we got about a minute left in this segment, so let's go ahead and get James. Quick question to James. We got to ask the REQB question for James here. You can engage us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the different sites, you name it, we're on it. We want subscribers on our YouTube channel as well, so subscribe.
Yeah, so this question is actually going to come from Amelia via Facebook, who's asking, I'm considering selling my business, and I'm wondering, how do you value the business? What brings value to buyers the most?
Again, cash flow.
Cash flow. Cash is king.
Cash is king. Whatever money you have, your inventory, if you're in a retail business, your inventory will take part in that as well. But at the end of the day, it comes down to cash flow. Also, how unique your business is. If restaurants, they're a dime a dozen, so therefore their valuation is a lot lower than if you have like a school. They have a higher valuation, also because of the permits for anything that are required, government permits that are required on that. So yeah, the most important thing comes down to is cash flow.
Absolutely. Great question from our listeners out there. Thanks for engaging us with the hashtag AskTheREQB. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and we're going to touch on this interesting story. Playboy Mansion for sale, $200 million. There's just one catch. We're going to tell you what that is. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate. Our goal is to help entertain, educate, and engage our listeners. And this segment is brought to you by Homes and Land Magazine. Shouts out to Jaffer over at Homes and Land Magazine. See our monthly ad that we have in Homes and Land. We'll be right back. The best is yet to come.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Intelligent Talk Radio. Got some intelligent folks in the studio here. And this segment is brought to you by my health team. It's Adrienne Falcone Godsell. She's a personal holistic healing chef, a.k.a. the Food Whisperer on Facebook, the Food Whisperer, and that is Adrienne Falcone Godsell. Does an awesome job cooking these great meals for me, chickens, quinoas, organic food, awesome health chef. She also does these in-home consultations where she'll teach you how to cook certain meals, and has a wine pairing parties and things like that. So again, all of our expert contributors on realestateradiotampa.com, and also shouts out to Michael Vogt with Back in Health Massage. Michael Vogt, Back in Health, located at 3750 Gun Highway, suite number 106 in Tampa. Now, he's a massage therapist, but he's versed in several modalities. And for an ex-athlete like me, someone that has a little bit of these pains, and, watching that NFL concussion movie, I'm thinking, oh, man, hopefully I don't have any of this stuff happening coming down. But Michael does a great job. He actually does some stretching. I have a 2-hour appointment with him each week. And it's not just massage, it's stretching and all different types of things to help your body. What else do we have in this world if we don't have our body and our health?
Exactly.
So that's Michael Vogt, Back in Health Massage. And also a couple of hot listings here for this segment. I want to highlight our properties of the week. We've got 0 Whippoorwill Drive in Holiday. Now, this is a traditional sale, not a short sale, 7.25 acres. Beautiful oak trees. There's some waterfront view, and it's only $299,000 in Holiday. So any home builders, developers, entrepreneurs out there, this is a great opportunity for this Whippoorwill Drive Holiday property, $299,000. And 14708 Camp Mack Road in Lake Wells. Great buying opportunity. This is a very unique home. It's a true gem that awaits your enjoyment with captivating views on the Kissimmee River over in Lake Wells. $799,000 for this gorgeous, immaculate property that I'm sure you will love. It has a nice in-law type suite house where you can have guest stay out right on the water. Beautiful setup at 14708 Camp Mack Road in Lake Wells. So let's jump back into this great content. Some all-star lineup for you. James Lascano, we talked to him about business, and we're going to hear more from him as well. In the coming segments, James Lascano, Trans World Business Advisors, business broker of the group. We're going to shift gears. We're going to talk a little bit about a home painting opportunity with Dave Bodner, Justin Bodner here with Bodner Painting. So, Dave, welcome into the studio again, and tell us a little bit more. Give our listeners out there and viewers a little overview of your company.
Yes, Brandon. We've been painting in the Tampa Bay area for over 35 years. We do quality work, and we do interior, exterior, commercial, residential, and we have always prided ourselves on beating timelines and doing quality work for people.
Yeah, that's great. A lot of times when you look at a project, sometimes homeowners, they don't know where to start. What's the first? Where do people start with this type of if they're looking at with their property, maybe a HOA is bothering someone about it, or how do you? What's the first step?
Well, the quality of any paint job lies within the preparation, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about exterior preparation. It begins with pressure washing. And then you have to use like a chlorine or a bleach or a trisodium phosphate to clean that surface.
Yep.
And after that's done, you go into your sealers and your primers and whatever would need caulked. And you move on from that to the painting of the top coat. And that's where your quality comes in by using materials that are of a high range. So...
And taping it up too, right? You got to tape up. That's more for the interior, though.
Well, you got to start taping and plasticking as soon as you're done with the pressure washing,
right?
To protect areas that shouldn't be painted, or the dog or the cat, or
like that. What's interesting to me about this, and this is the part I would definitely mess up, is I would just start painting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that would lead to a few issues down the way. I didn't realize there was all this preparation involved. I just start rolling, and is this not what I'm supposed to do? And so it probably wouldn't go that well for me. That's probably why I'm in this industry.
Right.
Yeah, Dave. So I see you got your Salt Life shirt on, and you guys are into fishing and going out there and getting it done.
We do a lot of fishing. We like to go offshore and chase the big fish.
Nice. Yeah, me too, man. I had a trip over the holidays there. I went down to Key Largo, did a little camping trip, and then I'm a member of Freedom Boat Club, so we took a boat right out of Islamorada down there. It's a good time. We didn't catch much. My daughter caught a little, I think it was like a ladyfish or something, but it just, she loves pulling them in.
We use those for bait.
Yeah, exactly. You cut them up and throw them back, right?
Yeah, they're great bait.
Yeah, absolutely. If you just tuned in, you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. It's Dave Bodner. Bodner Painting. He's our partner, professional partner with the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Jay, you had a point?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, can you talk to me a little bit more about kind of, what makes, Bodner Painting different in this industry? There's a lot of painting companies out there in the area. What makes you guys different?
We strive on meeting deadlines and doing quality work to ensure that the longevity of the paint job will last 7 to 10 years.
I like your tagline, too. You take the pain out of painting.
Yes, sir. We like to think so.
That's great.
And I actually think that's huge for like all the real estate investors out there. The big thing, in real estate, especially like in flipping and things like that, is you need to get the project done now.
Right.
And so timelines would be so important for all the real estate investors out there. You got to get this job done. You don't want to keep paying the mortgage every single month. You want to get this thing flipped. You want to get it completed. So that's why I think that would be so important to be able to get a job done. Because I've been on job sites before. I've seen, the guys were like, there's like 4 people eating lunch over there, but it's like 4 p.m. and it's like, when are we going to get this done? So it's good to know that there's someone out there in Tampa Bay who's doing it that way.
Yes, the value of the homes rise with the upkeep and the
deferred maintenance. A lot of times, you're coming in there. If you got deferred maintenance, and it could be painting, it could be soffit work, these types of things. And to Jason's point, also, especially with the flipping side, when you got these hard money loans, you're paying points up front, you're paying an absorbent rate because you're going to try to turn it in 60 days or 90 days. That's a niche there with these real estate investors.
I would also say that the quality of work that you do is probably it's exemplary, because you also have these fly-by-night organizations that aren't certified or
licensed,
not licensed, and they just go and they paint, and you just walk away, and then you can't follow up, where you have been established for over 35 years.
And it flakes off in a week.
Yeah, exactly. They use the wrong paint. You don't know what they're doing. They're not doing the prepping job right, where they can come and trust you and say, look, you've been around for 35 years. It's a reliable business, and someone can go follow up with you in case something goes wrong, and I'm sure you take care of it immediately and say, look, we will continue on, and you continue to take care of everybody's needs.
Yes, it's always a good idea to check out the person you want to have painting your home, check out their references, see what kind of work they've done before, and what kind of individuals they are, and take it from there.
Well, licensed, bonded, and insured a lot of times too, especially if it's a bigger project. You got to have these bonds out there for big projects and insured and those types of things. And just by being a partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, we want that to just relieve some of that level of anxiety that sometimes comes around when you're entering into, maybe it's a financial decision, maybe you're selling a business with James Lascano here, Transfer World Business Brokers, or if it's something with you're doing a home improvement project with Dave Bodner with Bodner Painting. So you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. Let's go ahead and talk about this interesting story. We kind of teased it before the break. It's the Playboy Mansion is for sale out there in California. Old Hugh Hefner's property that he's owned since 1971. $200 million for the iconic estate in Los Angeles. And it's been where he's lived since 1971. Sits on 6 acres, exclusive area, Hombley Hills. The company owns the mansion. So it's a company that actually owns this mansion, Playboy Enterprises. And there's just one catch. You gotta have a roommate. Can you guess who that roommate might be?
It's not the one you'd want.
Yeah. Maybe he's developing his own in-house home care. But the big news is that you have to have Hugh Hefner live with you if you buy this property. If you're going to pay $200 million, you still have to have Hugh live with you.
What I think is weird in that is, can you imagine what the real estate contract would look like that it says that Hugh Hefner gets to live in the place too? What addendum is that? I've never seen that form before.
Shirley, you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
one of the other things I think is kind of funny is, I was reading something like about the kind of the valuation of the whole thing, it being $200 million. Like, this property is not worth $200 million. From what I hear, it's worth like $80 million. So it's like a lot of fluff that's up in the price. Not to say that area isn't maybe used to a little bit of celebrity fluff, but still, like, that's a ton of money for what you're getting.
They're listing that $200 million. They're hoping to get $150. Something along those lines.
Somebody who's just super interested in the Playboy Mansion and just wants to say that they own it.
Can you imagine some wealthy business person, maybe from England or Asia? They're trying to move their money around and put investments in property. They're reading the contract and it says, oh, but Hugh Hefner has to be the roommate. They're saying, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on now.
I mean, you would think it would have to come with all of the Playmates included for $200 million.
That's an idea. Maybe we could put together an addendum.
I mean, we like to negotiate. Me and Brandon, we love to negotiate contracts. So, if you're interested in the Playboy Mansion, please give us a call. We'd love to help you with that negotiation.
Hey, you know what? I'd be glad to help with that, and we can go ahead and put something like, look, whatever you want to shoot the Playboy Mansion, I'm sure there's some money that can be made, or anything that they can use the branding for of the Playboy Mansion alone. I'm sure there could be some money can be made. I'd be happy to take part of that with you guys.
That's right. Yeah, we'll make it work. We will make that work. But, and you think about California, too. You think about the, Florida versus California, the absence of a state income tax when you're thinking about Florida real estate. You're thinking about the affordability of Florida. When you talk about Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, man, there's no better place in the nation. Even with all this cold snaps going on, I mean, it's so beautiful out here in Tampa Bay. You go outside, even if it's a little cooler, you got the sun shining on you every day. And real estate properties are up. James, we were talking about that before the show.
Yes, I was reading an article that showed that real estate property within Tampa went up 10.3% over for 2014 and 2015. That's a huge jump.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're a homeowner out there, let's go ahead and do this for our listeners. Again, we want to entertain, engage our listeners, and most importantly, engage is what we want to do. So let's do a value offer. If you are the first 5 listeners who text us to our Consumer Advocate hotline. Now, you can call or text our hotline at 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
So all you got to do is text us or call us, and we're going to do a value check for you. We're going to do basically the same thing. You pay $500 for an appraisal. We're going to give it to you for free. Compliments of the Real Estate Quarterback Show and Platinum MVP Realty. So we want you to pull out your smartphone, give us a text or a call. Text the word value and your address to 813-917-1894, and we're going to get back to you with the value check. Basically the same thing. You pay $500 for an appraisal. We're going to give it to you for free. Compliments of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. And it's a good way to check out where you're at. You got tax planning going on. You might be talking to your accountant this time of year. It's important to know what your most valuable asset is for. And of course, if you want to sell it, we're going to maximize the exposure through our unique marketing system with our radio, TV show, print advertising, social platforms, things that we're doing that's innovating and changing the real estate game. We're actually franchising the brokerage nationwide, going into other markets. We're looking to go into Sarasota, Bradenton within the next 90 days, Lakeland as well, Wesley Chapel, and we're growing into these other markets. And there's a lot of things to be excited about here in the real estate game. And when we come back, stay with us. The best is yet to come on the Real Estate Quarterback Show and RealEstateRadioTampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. This segment is brought to you by Joey Harper, Harper's Carpet Cleaning. They do a great job of cleaning all our real estate properties, and they clean tile, grout, everything. Voted number one by their peers is Joey Harper. He's the owner of Harper's Carpet Cleaning. And also shouts out to Max Jackson and our title partner. It's Hillsborough Title Company, Florida Agency Network. And let's jump back into this great content. And James Lascano, you're going to be up first. We're going to talk about a couple of listings that you have now. These are businesses that James has as an offering, and then he's also going to have an offer after that as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brandon. Yeah, one thing I want to talk about first is I have a beautiful brand new RV storage facility in the Tampa Bay area. Just dropped the price from $1.4 million to $1.1 million and has over $100,000 in cash flow. It's only been open for about 10 months. And the business alone with the property and assets are worth over $950,000. So that's a phenomenal listing. That should be flying off real soon. Also, a funeral home dropped the price recently for $899. The property alone is worth $780,000, and also the cash flow in the business is over $90,000. So that's a good one also within the Tampa Bay area. And also, I have a great body shop with over it's for sale for $1.6 million. The property alone is worth $1.1. Assets are $430,000, and the cash flow is $200,000. That. Woo. Yeah, that is a beautiful, great location. Over 47,000 vehicles drive by there every day in that corner. So phenomenal. Anybody who's interested. Also, if you want to go ahead and get your business evaluated, I'd be happy to do that for you. The first 5 callers, I'll be happy to take your information and go and meet you in private, and I'll go ahead and give you a complete business evaluation and how much your business is worth in today's market.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, that's close to $1,000 offer to value your business and go through your financials and put together a value, and also coach you if you're maybe doing some things wrong. James is going to be able to coach you and say, hey, here's what we got to do to get you into position to sell your business. So if you want to take James up on that offer, text the word business brokerage to 813-917-1894. Text business broker to 813-917-1894. And we're going to go ahead to the Ask the REQB, hashtag Ask the REQB on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTubes, wherever we're at on social media. We want to engage you and help you live a better life. And again, avoid that dumb tax out there. So Jason, go ahead.
Yes, our next question is actually come from Sam via realestateradiotampa.com. Also, for all the listeners out there, you can also reach out to us on that page as well. There's a contact information, and once again, we'll get back to you before our head hits the pillow. So this question is actually asking, it says, when I'm getting estimates for painting, I'm a little concerned about being taken advantage of. What should I look at on an estimate kind of in order to not be taken advantage of?
Well, I think you should compare apples to apples when you're getting your price. Read the quote and see what type of products they're going to use, what they're going to do to give you a quality job as far as the preparation goes, the pressure washing and the sealers and primers and caulking, and just see what you're getting. And if you don't know what the value of the paint products are, ask questions. Call a paint store and see what they can tell you as far as where the quality lies, because every paint store has their good, medium, and high lines of paint. So
Sure.
You have a choice there.
And I think that's actually a really good point that he's making, that like if the estimate says painting $15,000 and that's all it says, like maybe that's not the greatest estimate, and maybe that's not the best company to be going with.
You want details. You want to break it down. Like Dave said, you want to have, here's the material that we're going to use. Here's the type of area that we're going to cover, and you want to have all that going. So, a great opportunity. Let's go ahead and get his offer in as well.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, today we're offering a 15% discount on all interior and exterior painting.
Okay, so for the first 5 listeners who want to gauge on that as well, Dave Bodner, owner of Bodner Painting. It's a family-run business. Him and his sons help him with it, and so he's going to take 15% off his normal price of interior or exterior painting. So all you have to do is text to our Consumer Advocate Hotline, text painting at 813-917-1894. First 5 listeners are going to enjoy 15% off of their honeydew list that they haven't got to yet. So let's go ahead and do that. And And again, with this show, we want to be different, and we want to tell you something good. We always close the show out with a positive message. Again, we're going against the nonsense in the mainstream media that likes to sensationalize these point of views, and it seems like it's getting worse and worse and more nauseating with this 24/7 media cycle that we have. So let's go ahead and talk about something positive here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so we have an interesting story from the NFL. You know, we have an affinity for football here around the Real Estate Quarterback Show. I'm a former USF football player, played on the inaugural team under Coach Levitt, and Mark Stoops was my positions coach, and Andre Waters actually was my coach as well. He was in that movie, the NFL movie Concussion. He came up and, you know, was talking to Dave Duerson and saying, "Hey, Dave, I need some help." You know, and unfortunately he committed suicide with that show, and that's a real-life example, but kind of a bunny trail I went down there. But tell me something good side of that at the NFL is the Washington Redskins defensive line developed a tight bond during the season, doing many activities together. And that bond continues, and so does the desire to do things as a group, especially when they can help a city. So the Redskins defensive line donated 3,600 bottles of water to the city of Flint, Michigan, according to a tweet by nose tackle Terrence Knighton. D-line just ordered 3,600 bottles of Fiji water, and they are helping out in their community.
Tell me something good.
Yeah, you know what, Brandon? One of the most, the greatest things that I love is living here in Tampa Bay. You know, and the other day I was looking through the internet, and I on Facebook I saw Mayor Bob Buckhorn's video of Tampa, and I started sharing it with other people. And I've had the pleasure to live in different areas and in different cities, and although I've had a great experiences, Tampa is wonderful. I mean, where else can you live where you're only going to be cold 2 weeks out of the whole year?
Yeah.
And we're living them right now, but where else are you going to be living there? So, I mean, I implore everybody, you know, that enjoy where you live. Always be happy that you live in Tampa, in this wonderful community of ours that is so rich in diversity and culture, and also beach all around 24/7.
Yeah, and it's important to note, too, our signal goes all the way down to Fort Myers, Naples, so we're talking to the Gulf Coast region here. It's Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota, Port Charlotte, Fort Myers. Shouts out to the Hendry County folks that I know and love down there. Dave, we got to tell me something good here.
I wanted to talk about Christy Dior. She was a local singer, and she had recently acquired a new boyfriend, and he severely beat her up. And he was on the run for a couple of months, and finally the U.S. Marshals got him, and now he is in jail.
Where he belongs to be.
Tell me something good.
Yeah, and this one is actually this is about Jeff Vinnick, you know, the Tampa Bay hero over here, and the Lightning's Heroes program hits $10 million in donations. They help out different families in the Tampa Bay area, so that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's great, man. You know, Tampa's blowing up. Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, big things happening. You know, we're competing for millennial talent. Mm-hmm. And there's also an article that Connor put together for us here about mass transit, you know, that we need the mass transit here in the Tampa Bay market. And it says, you know, there are less and less of these folks are buying a car, fewer licensed drivers. A research out of the University of Michigan Transportation Institute. Over the last 3 decades, smaller portions of Americans have been getting their driver's license. So consider these trends. From 83 to 2014, there has been 47% decline in 16-year-old drivers. For people's 20 to 24, there's a 16% drop. And for those 30 to 34, there's a 10% drop.
Wow.
So Mayor Bob Buckhorn's talking about how the city needs to have a live, work, play lifestyle, kind of like St. Pete has really embraced.
Now Connor just wants mass transit because he doesn't want to ride his bike to work anymore. So I think that's the big thing there.
Oh, man, got him. And real quick here, too, another article that I wanted to get to is the reason why, if you've been on the fence about buying a home, 2016 is the year to take the plunge. Home prices will finally calm down, and that's more homes will hit the market. Dirt cheap mortgages could disappear, and rents will still hurt. So the rents are rising, and we want you to reach out to our consumer advocate hotline. Check us out on Real Estate Radio Tampa. We had some awesome offers today, and we got another big announcement. We got a nationally televised TV show. We're going to a daily show in the coming weeks very soon, and we're going to have more information about that. So I want to thank everyone, all of our listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. And be sure to check us out next week here, same time and place, and engage us on social media at all of our Instagram, Facebooks, and all those cool places out there. So thanks for listening. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.